Hello. Right. Let's try and run all the other stuff. Hello. Okay. I think we're all live, which is good. Yep. So, Okay, cool. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, so like last time, the point of this is to go through some papers and whatnot. Let me just try and adjust a few things. This is going to be higher and foundation. So we're going to do a sort of, what do you call it, bit of democracy. You tell me what you want me to cover. I can go from grade 1 all the way to grade 9. I think on the Edexcel, last time we did the stream, 3 of the questions were pretty much identical to the ones that came up. So that is luck of the draw, really. But that's the benefit of doing this. I don't know where that camera's going. Oh. Okay. That's saying it's disconnected. Okay. Right, let me just... right. It's really annoying. Sorry, a little bit of issues. Just bear with me a sec. There we go. Right. Grade 1, I would imagine. No, we don't. We want to start grade 4. Oh, so professional. Okay, so let's go to grade 4 and we'll get started in earnest on this. So we've got, where are we? Sorry for the slow start, guys. Okay, so here's a right angle triangle. Something, yeah, absolutely right. Something that hasn't come up in some of the exam boards is Pythagoras. And it's one of those things that even if it does come up, and let's just try and adjust this again. Even if it does come up, it doesn't mean it won't come up again or in a different way. So sometimes you've got a nice right angle triangle in one of the papers, and then you get the ones that are distance of between 2 points on a graph. So to do Pythagoras, first of all, you've got to identify the hypotenuse, which is always opposite the right angle. And then you just square the other two. So we call this A, call this B, and call this C. So it's A squared plus B squared equals C squared. And so it will be X squared plus 5.25 squared equals 18.75 squared. So therefore X squared will equal 18.75 squared minus 5.25 squared, and then we can square root both sides, and that will be square root 18.75 squared minus 5.25 squared. Put that all into the calculator, get yourself an answer, and you should get 18. It's a nice answer. Very pleasing answer. So we do the randomizer again. Okay, another grade 5, and I am taking requests. So if you feel like you want me to go through a specific grade, then just say it in chat. That's it. Obviously, if you like the stream, you will get listened to more, probably. I don't know. With this one, just put it all into the calculator. Okay? So where's my calculator gone? So with this first one, we put in -3 in, okay? So what I would do for this -3 one here is just do -3 in brackets, always put it in brackets, squared, plus -3. And you might think that's really odd, but just don't worry about it. Just put it into brackets. You don't need to worry about what wins between a plus and a minus. By the way, it's a minus. if you do this by just typing in -3 squared plus -3 minus 4, you get -16, okay? So I'm going to put this in. It is not correct necessarily. If I plot the other points, right, -2 would be, I'm rubbish at getting the alignment here, but we'll try our best. Right, so TikTok, I'm streaming on TikTok and YouTube at the moment. TikTok says, warning, keep your live engaging, turn your camera off. Turning your camera off, showing static images, or being away for long periods may result in your live becoming ineligible for the For You feed. Okay, so I've got to dance whilst doing maths. Dance, do maths. If you're on YouTube, this is not going to make any sense because my camera only lets me pick between TikTok and YouTube. So anyway, okay, so if I lose TikTok, I'll just start the stream again and make my video bigger. I don't know. Okay, so I've got -16 incorrectly, perhaps we'll see. -1 -4. Okay, and then we've got 1 -2. Okay, so it's quadratic, so we know it's going to be a nice U shape, right? So we're imagining it's going to look something like this, right? Because a quadratic. Oh, that was rubbish. So this is why I normally turn the page sideways so I can do a nice one, but it's going to look something like that, right? Something like that, right? Now, the one I've just done, -3 -16, it's not even on the graph, right? So you'd have to do one down there. If that happens, it does not mean you're necessarily wrong, but just double check your working. You are probably wrong if it goes off the graph, right? And so put it into brackets. So bracket -3, if I press the right one, -3, close bracket, squared, plus open bracket -3, close bracket, take away 4. And we get the answer of 2, okay? Which to me feels a lot better. Okay, put that onto our graph, -3, 2. Yeah, I mean, that's feeling better, isn't it? You can just see that it looks better. Now 0, both of these will be 0, so it's just become -4, right? And that's quite common for these to have either the bottom of the graph is going to be 1 point like that, or it's going to be a double point like we've got here, right? The important thing, actually, I'll talk to you about that in a sec, because we've got to finish this question. So 2 squared's 4, 2 squared's 4, plus 2 is 6, take away 4 is 2, right? 9, 12, and then 8, hopefully, right? And so that would be 2, and that will be 8. Sweet. Yeah, that's 7 there, so 8, right. Now, when you join this up, you do not want a line between these, right? So the examiner's going to be looking at this region here, and to get the marks, it needs to go beneath those 2 points, right? When you join this up. And it's always better to turn your page sideways. Oh, that was rubbish. And don't put your pen off the thing. I have to because I can't turn this tablet sideways. And that's pretty rubbish, to be honest. But the examiner is looking that you go beneath those 2 points there. Okay, and there will always be a marks for that. If you slightly miss 1 point, don't rub it all out and start again. We're not looking for perfection here. But try and go through all the points with one smooth curve, no feathering like that, right? They hate that. They do not like that. Right. The first grade that I spotted was a grade 5. So someone has said, I want to do a grade 5, which is the point of today. So what I'm going to deliver, I just need to set up a few things first for each question. Okay, Ping chooses 4 numbers. Now, whenever I get a question like this, I always just do 4 boxes, right? So I've got straight away in my head what we're looking for here. We're looking for those 4 boxes, right? The mode of the 4 numbers is 8, the range is 7, and the mean is 11. Wow. This is going to be quite a tricky one, right? Notice that the mean is bigger than the mode. So I'm imagining that because we need at least 2 8s to get a mode of 8, I'm imagining that our lowest 2 numbers are 8 or our lowest 3 numbers are 8. The problem is that if our lowest 3 numbers were 8, to get a mean of 11, the range would have to be way bigger than 7, right? So I'm kind of thinking it's probably going to be 2 8s. The range is 7. I think the mode will probably be, the 8 will probably be the smallest one. So I'm going to do 8 plus 7. Okay. Now you might be thinking that's really weird because I'm using my calculator. If you can hear me or see me, I'm using my calculator. Don't skip using your calculator for anything. Okay. Use your calculator for literally everything. Even 8 plus 7. Okay. It has been known that I have got that wrong before because I'm just not paying attention. And I think you get to a point where you think you're a genius and you're not going to make a mistake, and then you do. So for our last number, so that's the range of 7. The mean is 11. So we know that when we add these numbers up, right, and divide by the amount of numbers, which is 4, we're going to get 11. Okay? And then we can get our lines in, and we can solve this, right? So we can times both sides by 4. And so we've got, what is it? So I'm going to use my calculator again. 8 plus 15. Okay, 31 plus the unknown equals 44. Right? Take away 31 both sides. And we've got box equals 44 minus 31, which is 13. Sweet. Always check though. Okay, is the mode 8? Yeah, because we've got 2 8s and we haven't got any. We haven't got 2 of any other number, right? Is the range 7? Yeah, because 15 take away 8 is 7. Is the mean 11? So I'm going to type in 8 plus 13 plus 15 divided by 4. I press an equals there. Divided by 4 equals 11. Sweet. Can you see that? Okay. If you're wondering on YouTube why I say, did you see that? On TikTok, you get my lovely face. I don't want my face to be there. TikTok kills any stream I have unless it's got my mug on it. So that's why. If you're also wondering on YouTube why I'm only using the middle bit, it's because I'm doing this on TikTok. Okay, so anyway. Cool. We have done grade 5. Are there any other suggestions for grades? Can you cover grade 5, which we've done? This machine that I've got will pull all the paper 3s for Edexcel, AQA, and OCR. It's not going to do Eduqas anymore. Oh no, it will do Eduqas, but Eduqas I only have 2 papers. And you might be thinking, we should do Eduqas. The Eduqas paper's like 2 hours, 15 minutes. So you've got to sit there for another 45 minutes for those 2 papers, right? So that's not going to be very good. So you only got an hour and a half, unless you're OCR, which I think have 2 hours, don't you? OCR is hardcore. Okay, grade 6, we've got ourselves a suggestion. And I'm going to try and be picky because I don't like some of these. Oh my goodness. Oh, I hate ratio ones because I feel like I'm always going to get them wrong. Do you ever get that with ratios? Just, I don't know. There's something about them where I go, oh gosh, have I got the right end of the stick here? But we'll do it because that is how dedicated we are, okay? So purple paint is made by mixing red paint and blue paint in a ratio of 5:2. Something we talked about last week when we did the stream. I know on TikTok you can't read these questions very well, so I am going to read them out as well, okay? So don't worry too much. Jan has 30 litres of red paint. So let's do a bigger one here. So ratio of red to blue is 5:2. And Jan has 30 red, right? And 9 blue. So 30 red and 9 blue. I'm not going to do a ratio because that doesn't make sense in this question. What is the maximum amount of purple paint he can make? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to work it out for each of these. I'm going to slide that down because we can work out the ratios for each of these. Okay. So for using up all the red, Okay, if we times that by 6 and times that by 6, Jan will have 12. Okay, now that instantly is too much because he runs out of blue paint at 9, right? So we're going to do the other way. 2 to get to 9, so we're going to times that by 4.5, right? And so we're going to times the 5 by 4.5. Use the calculator again. You've got it. I know you can probably do this in your head, and this is what really annoys me sometimes with students, is they say, oh, I can do that in my head though. Please don't. Right. Where am I at with this? So 2 times 4.5 is 9. 5 times 4.5 is going to be massive, isn't it? Oh, no, it's not. Okay, good. It's 22.5, right? I don't know why I've circled. I don't. That doesn't even make sense. Okay, so how much can he use? How much purple paint can he make? Now, we haven't really answered the question. We know that as soon as he makes 9 litres of blue paint, he will run out of blue paint. In that, he will have made 22.5 red. So how much purple will he have made? So add these together. And anything that goes on your calculator, make sure to write down on the actual exam paper. Because if you muck up a step, you will still get lots of marks. So 31.5 is our answer. Sweet. I like indices. Anytime an indices question comes up, I'm going to go. I'm just going to go for it. And I think that previous one, I think question 11 was more of a grade 5. I think this could be a grade 6. So I feel like for the sake of the person who suggested grade 6, we should do this next one. So we've got AR to the power of B, all bracket to the power of 4 equals 16R to the power of 20. Okay? Now, my B's always look like 6s, so I'm going to try and make that more like a B. I think I've made that worse, but anyway. It says where A and B are positive integers, so we need to work out what they are. So here, we've got to work out what times what is 20, right? So for B, B must be 5, right? Because the rules for indices are that the indice on the inside of the bracket and the indice on the outside just get multiplied. Okay, not added, multiplied. Okay, now this 4 will then go with the A to raise it to the power of 4. Okay, and so we've got to think, right, what number raised to the power of 4 is going to be? Sorry, I'm just getting something prepped. Is going to be 16. Now, whenever you raise something to the power of 4, it makes it massive really quickly, okay? So your answer's probably going to be 2, maybe 3 sometimes, but probably 2. If it's a massive number and it ends in loads of zeros, it's probably 10. Okay, so if it's like 10,000, it'll be 10, right? So 16, the answer will be 2, right? Because 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. Sweet. Right. Looking for... Okay, I can't do topics. Are you going to go through the hard stuff like grade 9? Yes, if someone suggests grade 9, we will go through the hard stuff like grade 9. Do you want to do a grade 9 question? I can't do the really lengthy ones because I need to think, oh my goodness. Okay, this is a nice one. Not. I've got to think of like people who are doing foundation. So I don't want to spend too long on this, but I'm going to give this one a go. Okay, so this is grade 9. I have no idea what exam board. I think it's AQA, but I'm also something I said last week. I'm going to say this again. If you are on Edexcel, AQA, OCR, I'm going to make sure we only do questions that are applicable to all 3 exam boards. Okay, so if you're doing OCR, you don't use function notation. We're not going to do function notation. If you're on Edexcel, you do frequency polygons and stem and leaf diagrams. For AQA, you don't do those. Okay, so we're going to skip those. Right, y is inversely proportional to w cubed. Now, if you want to be fancy, you can do y fish or alpha, whatever, like that. Okay? Oh my goodness, this is going to be a hard one. Right, w is directly proportional. Oh, it's inversely. Okay, so already I've made a mistake. This is all good, isn't it? So that is inversely, so it needs to be 1 over that. This is a good start, isn't it? Right. W is directly proportional to the square root of x. Okay. All good so far? I think we're good. Okay. To convert this sign of proportionality into an equals, which we'll need to do, otherwise we won't be able to do anything with this question, you just put an equals there and you times the right-hand side by k, which is our constant. Okay? And we could call this k1, maybe, because we're going to have 2k's. Why 2k? Anyway. So w equals k2 x. Okay. Okay. Haha, no. Right. It says that y is 1/9 when and x is 4 when w is 6. So we're given a point so that we can work out what k is. Okay. So we've got 1/9 equals k1 over w, so 6 cubed. And on the right hand side, I would suggest doing these separately if you're doing this in an exam, but I'm just a rebel, clearly. 4. Okay, now we need to solve, so we get our lines in. Nice couple of lines in, 2 sets. And what we're doing on the left-hand side, we're going to times by 6 cubed, right? On the right-hand side, we're going to divide by 2, because obviously its cube root of 4 is 2. So, get your calculator out. I know you could probably do this in your head. Okay, 6 cubed is 216, and we're putting that, or timesing that by 1/9, right? So divided by 9, and we get 24 equals k1. So k1 is 24. On the right-hand side, we've got 6 divided by 2, which is 3. So k2 is 3. Okay, so now we can write out the equations again. So y equals, this time we know k1 is 24 over w cubed. I've just realised I've not actually read the question yet, and the question might be, don't do anything that I'm doing now, but anyway, we'll give it a go. W equals 3 cube root of x. Find a formula for y in terms of x in the form of y equals mxn, where m and n are fractions in their simplest form. Okay, so here we have a link between the two things. We've got this w. Okay, so what we can do is, instead of the w on the right hand side, we can put in what we know the w is in terms of x. Okay, so we're going to do y, let's put it back to blue. Y equals 24 over w cubed. So it'll be 3, in brackets, 3 root x cubed. Okay, are we good with that bit? Right, next we need to expand the bracket. We need to get rid of the bracket, right? So we're going to do y equals 24 over, so we're going to raise each of these to the power of 3. Okay, so it's going to be 3 raised to the power of 3. Again, use your calculator. Don't bother trying to do it in your head. 27. Okay, and then square root of x to the power of 3. Now, square root of x is just going to be x to the power of a half. And so we're doing x to the power of a half times 3, right? So that would be x, what is it? 3 over 2, isn't it? Okay. And then finally, we need it in the form that they've asked us here, right? Y equals mx to the power of n. So we need y equals mx to the power of n, where m and n are fractions in their simplest form, right? So we're going to have 24. Use your calculator. Do 24 over 27. And it says 8 over 9. Now, that might seem ridiculous. You might be going, oh, for goodness sake, you know that you can divide top and bottom by 3. Use your calculator. Your calculator will do it for you. You don't need to think. In case you make a mistake, use your calculator. Just get your calculator to do it all. Okay? Cool. Right. Then we've got x to the power of n. So when it's at the bottom, You need to like find the reciprocal of it to make it go up, right? So we've got 1 over x to the power of 3 over 2. Okay, to get that upwards, we just put a minus before it. Okay, so it's going to be x to the power of minus 3 over 2. Now you might be thinking, oh, should I just do 1.5, right? Minus 1.5. No, because it's asked for fractions in their simplest form. So our answer is y equals 8 over 9 x to the power of minus 3 over 2. Right, I am only going to do one grade 9 at a time, and then we'll go back and we'll support the foundation tier and the students who aren't necessarily going to go grade 9. I currently am not seeing any suggestions of grade. I want you to spam the comments with the grade that you want. Okay, so if you're foundation, you might be probably going for a grade 4. So if you want grade 4, you can't say grade 9 again. Grade 10, genius. Do some A-level stuff just randomly the night before the exam. Right, I'm seeing grade 6 the most. See, right, this is I said this last week, and I'm going to say this week, right? TikTok, on it like that. YouTube, asleep. I think they need like resuscitation, or maybe someone said last week they joined TikTok because they get to see my face, so I'll take that as a compliment. Right. Do I want any of these? So we have a look and see if this is a good question. Yeah, I think this could be a good question. Trapeziums it's not really a grade, it's grade 4, isn't it? So let's keep going with this one. Let's keep going until I can see that it's not foundation, because we want grade 6. Okay, let's do this one. This is sort of grade 6E, and I don't really remember this on any of the exam boards. I saw a parallel one. I didn't see one like question B, so I think it's worth doing. Cool. So it says the equations of 5 lines are given below. Which one represents a line that is parallel to this? Okay, I'll write that bit out. So 3x plus y plus 4 equals 0. Okay. Step 1. You cannot see what the gradient of a line is unless it's in the form y equals mx plus c. Don't correct me. Some of you will go, actually, no, you can't. Get that in your head. No. So we need to rearrange this so that it's in the form y equals mx plus c. How are we going to do that? We're going to take away that 4. If I get the right thing, there we are. Take away the 4 and take away 3x both sides, right? And I should do that both sides. So minus 3x minus 4. Sweet. So we've got y equals minus 3x minus 4. The number before the x is the gradient. So the gradient is minus 3. And what do we know? YouTube, I'm semi-awake. Okay, cool. What do we know about parallel lines? They have the same gradient, right? So parallel in this question means which of these have the same gradient. Now, we can cross off the y equals 3x plus 4, which is that one, because it's positive. Obviously, it's not going to work. But I can spot one straight away that is exactly the same. Is it exactly the same? No, it's not. It's not the same. Okay. This one here is y equals 4 minus 3x. You can rewrite that as y equals minus 3x plus 4. Now, what do we notice? It's got the same doodah, right? Sweet. So that's the answer. Next, a straight line has a gradient of 2 and passes through a point 0.04. Find the equation of the line. Right. Give your answer in the form y equals mx plus c. So write out y equals mx plus c. And the gradient is 2. So it's y equals 2x plus c. Feed in the coordinate it gives you in the question, which is 0, 4. Okay, so it would be 4 equals 2 times 0 plus c. That's just going to be 4 equals c. So c is 4. So it would be y equals 2x plus 4. It's quite a nice question. Sweet. Right. We've come to the end of that. You can spam again, and whichever one comes up the most, I'm going to do that grade. There were quite a lot of foundations last week, and we're getting quite a lot of hires. I think hires are sort of dominating this week. Let's do a 7. There's more 8s. Okay. Let's do like a 7, but like a high 7. Oh my goodness! Right, linking. Yeah, the product rule came up on 2 of the exam boards, I think. So we're not gonna do that one. But we'll do this horrible linking one. Okay, I'm famously rubbish at linking ratios. So I want you to watch this closely and see if I make any mistakes. If I do, then so be it. Oh my goodness. AB. So the ratio of AB to BD. Oh my goodness. What are we doing? AC to CD. What is going on? This is a weird one. I love this. I don't think I've seen this question before. So A, B, C, D lie on a straight line. Okay, so first thing I would do in this question is draw a straight line, right? Let's try and get some head around this. So A, B, C, and D. Right. The ratio of AB to BD is 1 to 5. So the ratio here is 1, and then here is 5. Yeah? Okay. The ratio of AC to CD, right, is 7 to 11, right? So 7 to 11. Oh my goodness me. Work out the ratio of AB to BC to CD. What an amazing question, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just sort of look in terms of the whole thing, right? So how much have I got on this side? We've got 6 altogether, right? How much of that, what fraction of that is the distance between A and B? Well, we've got 1 out of the 6. So as a fraction, A to B is 1/6, right? Oh, this is making my head spin. Right. On this side here, altogether, we've got 18, right? Okay. And C to D is 11 of those 18. So the fraction of C to D is 11 over 18. Okay. Let's try and make the denominators the same, right? So 1/6 would be 3 over 18 is A to B. And then, or it's not A to, I've done sort of like weird ratio thing. I'm just going to do AB, right? So AB is 3/18. BC we don't know yet. And then CD is 11/18. So what have we got missing here? Well, we've got 11 there, 3 there, so 14 altogether, and that leaves, what, 4, right? So 4 over 18. What can you do with ratios? Well, you can like just times them all by 18. Okay, that leaves 3 to 4 to 11. Oh my goodness, right, so 3 to 4 to 11. What an amazing question. So if you wrote grade 7 there, you're a genius, because that was a beautiful question. So give yourself a pat on the back, or like this video. Show me that it's you, right? Okay. Engagement farming or something. I've read a book about it. It works well. How did you get 3 over 18? Because it's 1/6, and I knew that the bottom of this one was 18, so I just times Tom Bomb by 3 so that I get the denominators the same. So I just got the 1/6 and times it by 3 top and bottom. Cool, right. A lot of people said grade 8, so I'm going to do a grade 8. But if you're doing foundation, I want your voice heard. I'm only doing this because there are no people saying they want to do foundation. Okay? Something we had... Oh, my goodness. Right. This is going to be a big one. Right. Something we had was simultaneous equations on 1 or 2 of the exam boards. I don't remember a quadratic one. I might lie. I might be lying. But let's do a quadratic anyway. So here we've got 2 simultaneous equations. It's quadratic. If it's quadratic, chances are it will have 2 solutions. Not always. It might have 1 or none, but it's probably going to be 2 solutions. So with this, I'm going to write it out because on TikTok you can't really see these at all. And that's absolutely fine because I'm going to read them all out. So I'm just going to write these out a bit bigger so you can see them. Okay. With anything other than linear simultaneous equations, so if you've got like 5a plus 3b equals 16, 7a plus 5b equals 18, whatever, that's you get the coefficients the same, add or subtract, okay? Anything other than two linear, it is always going to be the substitution method, where you get the y's the same, which they are in this question, and you sort of get the expressions on the right hand side equal to each other, right? Or you feed it in, okay? Here you can get them equal to each other, okay? And I'm not doing very well here. There we go. So 3x squared plus 4x minus 7 equals 2x plus 5. And we get our lines in, and we get it equal to 0, right? So take away the 2x. Never remember to switch it. There we are. Take away the 2x and take away the 5. Right. We've got 3x squared. Take away the 2x would be plus 2x. Take away the 5 would be what? Minus the 12 equals 0. Now, the giveaway in this question is give your answers correct to 2 decimal places. What does that give away? It means it's probably not going to factorize. Okay, as soon as they ask you to do decimal places, you know you're going to be using the quadratic formula. Quadratic formula is minus b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a, or whatever it is. Okay, feed that into your calculator, and if you have been here from the start, I want you to write in the comments what we're going to do with this, the minus 12. Write in the comments how you put that into your calculator. Now, I'm going to see whether YouTube or TikTok get this first. YouTube have a bit of a delay. So, you know. Any negatives, what do you do? No, not plus 12. Honestly. Yeah, minus 12. There we go. Well done, Lexi. Minus 12, put it into brackets. Okay? Anytime you put a negative number into your calculator, put it into brackets. Why? Because when you do the b squared bit, it will give you the answer of minus 144. That is not what minus 12 squared is. It's obviously positive 144, okay? If you do that, you get the answer. I'm just going to look up the mark scheme because I'm not going to sit here and type out for the next 5 minutes. But once you put that into the quadratic formula, you get 1.69 for x and minus 2.36. When you've got those, you then need to put that into the equation. I would pick the bottom one. So whilst the full answers in your calculator, times it by 2, add 5, and you get the answers of 8.39 and 0.28. Sweet. Okay. Right. This is your chance, foundation. If you are foundation, this is your chance to make yourself heard. So how many foundations do I have here? And if you're foundation, you say grade 4, spam the chat now, what grade you want me to do. And I feel I know what's coming here. And whatever the most common is, even if it's a grade that I said I wouldn't do again for a while, this is foundation. If you say grade 4, I will do grade 4. Grade 5. Okay, see, there's enough grade 5s there now. So I'm going to go back to foundation. Okay, excellent. Good choice. Okay, speed has come up a lot, so I'm going to skip speed. That is a frequency polygon, so that is only applicable to Edexcel. I'm not going to do another ratio one. Okay, this is fine. Okay, let's do this one because this hasn't come up in some of the exam boards yet. Weirdly, this question comes up because you know what I'm going to say straight away here. For TikTok, I'm just going to read it out. It says that t equals 4m squared minus 11. Work out the value of t when m equals minus 3. So when you put it into your calculator, you're going to do 4 times brackets minus 3 squared minus 11. The whole point of this question probably is to test whether you know how to use your calculator by putting brackets around negative numbers. Simple, right? You do that and you get the answer 25. Sweet. Next one, make p the subject to the formula. whenever something says make something the subject to the formula, it means have that thing equals everything else, right? So get it on its own. Always do your lines, so much easier. You've got a +4 there, so you need to take away 4 both sides. And so that would be d minus 4 equals 3p. What is that 3 doing to the p? It is timesing it. How are we going to get rid of it? We do the inverse, the opposite, which is divide by 3. So we've got d minus 4 divided by 3. Now, how are we going to divide the whole thing by 3? How do we show that in algebra? Do I do brackets and do a little divide sign 3? Any ideas? I'm going to let you dwell on that. How do we divide the whole thing by 3? This is foundation, grade 4. Yeah. I don't know whether, right. So, yeah, there, yeah. See, people doing this, right? Okay, for me, right, / does not mean the same as you think it does, but I get it, it's a fraction. But I love the people who put bracket around it. If you're going to do that, I definitely would put bracket on. But I think you're all saying the same thing. Write it as a fraction. You're absolutely right. So it's p equals d minus 4, all of that over 3. Very, very good. Right, next grade. So if you're foundation and you type the words grade 4 or whatever grade you want to do, you could always go for a grade 1, right? I have absolutely no problem doing a grade 1. And I think on YouTube, yeah, if you're OCR, you can definitely watch this. We're doing Edexcel, AQA, and OCR. I'm not going to do anything that is not on all 3 exam boards. If you're on YouTube, it will count 5 times because TikTok is very active. I think YouTube have fallen asleep again. I get 1 comment every, I think, 20 minutes on YouTube at the moment. It's a tie between grade 6 and 7, I'm afraid. We've got a grade 4. So I said, if there's a grade 4, I'm going to do grade 4. So I'm going to do grade 4. But I think it's either grade 6 or 7 next. That question looks lengthy. So, here we go. Do I want to see standard forms? Standard forms come up on, I think, all 3 exam boards. So there's very little point doing it, even though it's nice. Okay, this is going to be a horrible one. I would say this is probably closer to grade 4, but it looks like quite an interesting question that I'm probably going to get wrong, so you can have a laugh. The first 4 terms in a Fibonacci sequence. What is a Fibonacci sequence? It's the next 2 along, you add the next one along, you add the previous 2, right? So you're adding 1 and 2 to get to 3, add 2 and 3 to get to 5, etc., right? Add those. I'm going to do this all day. So the sum of the first 5 terms of the sequence is 228. So I'm just going to ignore everything about the Fibonacci, and I'm just going to look at that first. Okay? So the sum of the first 4 terms, so a plus 2a plus 3a plus 5a equals 228. I don't think you need to know it's Fibonacci. I think that was just like, oh, look, it's Fibonacci. I don't think it gives anything else to the question because it's A, 2A, 3A, 5A, right? Okay, how many A's have we got altogether? Got, what, 11A, you reckon? Oh, my goodness. Why do I keep forgetting to go off that? Right, so we've got 11A altogether, and that equals 228. Divide by 11 both sides. Get your calculator out. 228 divided by 11. And A... There we go. A equals... It says there's 5 terms. Okay. That's good. I knew I'd make a mistake. Did I not? Did I or did I not say that I would make a mistake? Okay, so let's just sneak the next one in. What would the next term be? Well, we add the 3A and the 5A together to make 8A. So we need to add 8 to it, so it'd be 19A. That's awful. Let's do that again, right? I love being wrong. It makes me happy. Makes me feel like it's all worth it. Now, what I was about to say is this is going to give a really horrible number. So whenever you have a really horrible number, chances are you've made a mistake. and always check you're working out. But you guys were ahead of me there. The answer now is 12, and we know the answer is going to be 12. We know it's going to be the answer because if you get a nice, easy number, it gives you confidence. Right. It is between grade 7 and grade 8 next. Maybe grade 6. There are a few grade 6s. How long is this for? Officially till 6, but I'm not going to do any later than 7 because I'm hungry and I want my dinner. So officially, I think we'll go to 7. We'll go to 7 o'clock. Oh, there's loads of 6s. I think it's the same person though. Oh, there's 2, 3 different people, and there's 1 7. Okay, let's do grade 6 next. That is horrible. That's more ratios. They love these ratios, don't they? That has come up. Again, simultaneous question. Okay, all right. Another one that I worry about. I worry about these ones. This is sort of proof. Okay. Right, let's do a proof one. Okay, n is a positive integer. What do those words mean? Positive meaning more than 0, right? Integer meaning whole number, like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not going to be a 2.5 or whatever. Prove that for all possible values of n, 2n. I'm just going to write this again for TikTok because it is quite small on there. If I spell the letter n correctly, -1 squared is an odd number. Okay, so how are we going to start with this? Prove that for all possible values of n, that is an odd number. Whenever you have like a bracket squared, even if it doesn't give you the right answer, I'll always try and expand it. I don't know why. I just always will, right? So multiply the first 2, multiply the outside 2, inside 2, and then the last 2. Okay, hopefully I've got this right. -4n and +1. Okay, next I noticed that the first 2 terms, I probably should put the minus in as well, the first 2 terms are in the 4 times table, right? So what we can do is we can put brackets around those. -n. Okay. So whenever you times something by 4, okay, whenever you times something by an even number, so even times even equals even, and even times odd, so 4 times 1, whatever, will also be even. So this part here will have to be even. So what you do is you write down 4 brackets n squared minus n must be even, and then whenever you add 1 to an even number, okay, so whenever you add 1 to an even number, you'll get an odd number, right? So +1 must be odd. Now, try and write down as much as you can because you need to convince the examiner that you know what you're talking about. The brackets, the 4 brackets n squared minus n, does an awful lot of heavy lifting there. Okay, so that shows them, yeah, I know what I'm talking about. But saying it is even, you don't need to go any further than that. Okay, even this bit here that I wrote, you don't necessarily need. It's assumed that, yeah, of course, if it's times by 4, it will be even. Okay, and then +1 will be odd. I think I find some grade 9 students, and this is sort of probably grade 8, 9, I would say. I've definitely seen this in the grade 8, 9 section of the paper, even though it says grade 6. It's based on where it is in the paper. That's how I'm basing my grades. So they're a bit, off, but it's all a bit random, isn't it? Right, I'm going to, I think I started a sentence there and I didn't finish it, but right. Okay, so the one YouTube person has gone to get food. So TikTok, YouTube is empty now. They've gone to get food and they'll be back in a bit. Now I'm looking for my next grade. So again, I will do anything between grade 1 and 9. If your foundation is grade 1 to 5, if you're higher, it's grade 4 to 9. Again, all these 8s and 9s. Wow, okay. I mean, if there's a single 5, right, there's a single 5. I'm going to do a 5 and then we'll do a 9. Okay, how's that sound? That sounds good, I think. Right. This, I think, is like the end of the paper. There's loads of circles. Okay, we'll do this one. Because there were some... there's been some like gradient questions. I don't think there's been any out and out find the equation of the line. So it's good to do. Okay, so whenever you're finding the equation of a line, you need to find two things. You need to find the gradient, which is m, and you need to find the y-intercept, which is c. The y-intercept is the easiest one to do because it literally is where it crosses the y-axis. So we know it's going to be +3. Okay, gradient's not so difficult because there's two ways of doing it. Either you draw a little triangle, okay, little triangle, and you work out how far across it's gone, how far up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up. Okay, and you do change in y over change in x. How much has y changed? 6. How much has x changed? 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Or there's a much quicker way for these ones. You go across 1, always 1, and whatever you do to hit the line, it will be the gradient. So if you go across 1 and you've gone up or down 2, the gradient will be 2. However, I have deliberately made a mistake here because a lot of students make this mistake, and I can see in chat you are not, which is good. You should always look at the direction of the line. If it is going up, okay, then it is positive. If it is going down, then it is negative. Do not say that a line that's going down is positive gradient, right? So it's going to be -2 and -6/3, okay? So it's just going to be -2. So it's going to be -2x plus 3. Oh, there is someone on YouTube. So someone's gone to get food, but there is someone else on YouTube. That's good. That's good to know. Right. Okie dokie. So what did I say? I said I'd do grade 9 next. Okay, we did grade. The problem with this is if I change the grade before it's randomized, it gets very confused. Oh my god, I'm not doing that one. That's horrible. I don't even know what is going on with that question. Circles have come up before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to re-roll. I'm trying to pick ones that I know haven't come up for enough exam boards. Probabilities come up with a lot. I feel like all I've done is ratio, so I'm going to keep spinning. That looks horrible. Iteration. I don't think iterations come up, so it might be worthwhile doing this question for grade 9, okay? Yeah, it's no perfect amount of stuff, right? Okay, so show that y equals, I'm just going to write this out again, because on TikTok it's not the clearest to see it. So it says y equals 8 minus 10 over x is a rearrangement of this. You must show each stage of your working out. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're going to start with x squared minus 8x plus 10 equals 0. Now what do you notice? Well, you notice that there is only one x. It's a linear thing, so they must have cancelled the x out, right? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do x bracket x minus 8 plus 10 equals 0. Then I'm going to take away 10 both sides. So x brackets x minus 8 equals minus 10. Oh yeah, I've written y. Oh, yeah. I was going to say that doesn't make any sense. Wake up. Okay, so yeah, it's still quadratic. It's just they've separated the x's. What I meant to say. Wow, it's been a long day. Okay, then I'm going to divide both sides by x, right? So it's x minus 8 equals minus 10 over x. Oh yeah, no, we need to add 8 both sides. X equals 8 minus 10 over x. There we go, sweet. Now that is how we come up with the iterative formula. The iterative formula, you need to rearrange it so it's x equals an expression with x in. Do you need to know that for any examples? Absolutely not. They said you would when they started the syllabus in 2017, but you never do. So you just need to use the iterative formula. So how do we use the iterative formula? The iterative formula tells you how to go from one estimate to the next estimate, to the next estimate, to the next estimate. This calculator, okay, and it can be any calculator that's modern, is a genius at this, okay? So how are we going to do that? So it normally gives us the first value, which it does here. So it says using x1 equals 5. So it's given us our first value. Find the solution correct to 2 decimal places. You must give all calculated values of it. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to get your calculator out. You can do it now if you haven't done the iterative formula for a while, okay? And you type in 5, which is the first value, and you press equals. Now, it is hilarious to me that in grade 9, right, which is what this is, I am telling you to get your calculator out and find out what 5 equals, okay? But this is the iterative process, okay? So type 5 equals. Now, the reason we do that is to store the 5 as answer, okay? It replaces it on the calculator. Anytime you use answer, or the first time you use answer, it's going to use that 5, okay? Next, we're going to write out the part here, okay? But instead of xn, we're going to do that 5, okay? So 8 minus fraction 10 over. Now, do not press 5. You're going to press answer, okay? Got it? Now, every time you press the equals, it will go through the iterative process for you, so you don't have to do a thing, okay? Press equals, you get the answer as 6. But next time you press equals, where it says answer or ans, okay, where it says ans, it's not going to do 5 anymore. It's going to do that 6. So all you need to do is press equals again, right? And I'm having to press S to D to make it a decimal. Why do you need to make it a decimal? Because we're looking for 2 decimal places, right? So you won't know whether you've got that yet. Press it equals again, and it just does all of the work for you. Okay, so 6.4210, blah, 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 right? Press equals again, and we get 6.4426. Now, the iterative process means we will converge on the correct answer eventually, right? So sometimes it takes a while, but normally you're looking at between 6 and 8, sort of around that region, because it's sort of I think it's an exponential convergence, right? So press equals again, and actually, what are you noticing? Every time you press equals, we're sort of there. Okay, notice that the 2 decimal points, 2 decimal places, right, have changed between those 2. This one, though, is 6.45. This one here is 6.45. Now, to double check that that is the right answer, right, you might want to just click equals a few more times, right? Just double check that that's right. And yeah. So correct to find the solution of x squared plus 8x plus 10 equals 0. Correct to 2 decimal places is going to be 6.45. Okay. Cool. To 2 decimal places. Wicked. Right. What are we doing next? How do I get my calculator to change from the original 5? So on your calculator, you type 5 equals, and then you type in the 8 minus 10 over answer, and it will just do it automatically. Anytime it says answer, it will use the previous answer. I can't do any suggestions because this is random. Okay, so I'm only looking at grade. We've got grade 8 on YouTube. Now, I said YouTube is worth 5, so I'm going to do grade 8. And we've got grade 8 mainly on TikTok as well. So grade 8 seems a popular one. Scale factors have already come up quite a lot. That I imagine is sine rule. Okay, we'll do some algebraic fractions, some simplifying. That's come up in one example, but it hasn't come up in the other two. So we could do a little bit of algebraic fractions, but this one looks like a quick one, so shouldn't be too inconvenient. Okay, so it says simplify 4x squared minus 25, all of that over 6x squared minus 15x. So both of them are quadratics, but the top one is a squared one, right? So it's going to be what? 2x minus 5 squared. And the bottom one is just going to have an x outside it, right? Is it just an x? No, it's probably a 3 as well, isn't it? So it's going to be 2x minus 5. We've got a 2x minus 5 at the top and a 2x minus 5 at the bottom. Cancel those down. And so we've got 2x minus 5 over 3x. Sweet. Told you it would be short. Right, I'm not going to do any more grade 8 and grade 9 for the next one. I will take any grade. So spam the comments what grade you want. If you, in answer to the question on YouTube, it says, has this come up on AQA Higher? If you go to onmaths.com, on the home page, and you click on AQA Higher, it will tell you what topics haven't come up yet. And it will have a thing for you to do. Like, you guys are all about the higher. Grade 3, I'm going to take that. I think it's probably said as a joke, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to go down to grade 3. I'm happy with that. This is my safe zone here, hopefully. Actually, I think on the last stream I got more grade 3 wrong than I did grade 9, but, you know, what can you do? I feel sometimes I get more confident with grade 3. I'm going to try and pick one that we... this is quite a nice one. Well, not a nice one, horrible one, but one that's worth doing. So, in this question, all lengths are in centimetres. The diagram shows an equilateral triangle and a square. The perimeter of each shape is 36 centimetres. Find the value of B. First thing to realise is equilateral means they're all the same. So the total perimeter, you just times that by 3, is going to be 9A, right? A square has all the same lengths. So they're all going to be A plus B. So it's going to be 4A plus 4B. What are we doing? The perimeter of each shape is 36. So 9A equals 36. Divide by 9 both sides. A equals 4. And then we've got 4A plus 4B equals 36. A is 4, so it's going to be 16 plus 4B equals 36. And probably should put our lines in now. And we've got take away 16 both sides. And what's that? I'm going to get my calculator out because I've got it. Oh my goodness, I've just realised that this is really easy. 20, 4B equals 20. Divide by 4 both sides. B equals 5. Sweet. So B equals 5 is our answer. Right, next. So what grade do you want next? Grade 5 on YouTube. YouTube's worth 5, so I've got to go for YouTube. We'll do some higher after this, right? Okay. Oh, that changed quickly. Oh, I think it's gone rogue. Uh-oh. the uprising of the machines. We've just done one similar to that. Cumulative compound interest has come up a lot. Probabilities come up a lot. I can do inequalities. It's only on one exam board from memory that hasn't come up with this, but I can do this quickly. So 3x minus 5 is greater than or equal to 10. Solve it first, so plus 5 both sides. And then divide by 3 both sides. And a filled in dot means it can be equal to. So it's x is greater than or equal to 5, and then an arrow shows it's going to be greater than or equal to 5. I'm going to do another grade 5 because I'm getting a lot of grade 5s at the moment. I feel like we've been heavily on the higher stuff. Yeah, okay. So we do a density one. Let's do a density one. What's the formula for density, right? Density equals mass over volume, and therefore mass equals density times volume. Density is 9. The volume is 72. I feel this should be. I feel like I'm missing something here. Do you ever get that where you go, this is like really easy? So it's 9 times 72, which is 648. Wow. I don't know. There's no trick in that, is there? Is it just me? Okay, I'm going to open it up to any grade. So we've done a little bit of foundation now. But I feel TikTok is like 90% higher. So I'm going to open it up to any grade now. So I've got grade 7, got grade 9, got grade 6. Okay. I think in the middle of that, I think we haven't done a grade 9 one in a while. So let's go up to grade 9 if I don't crash my... Oh, this says grade 8, but I'm pretty sure it's probably one of the last. Okay, one of the last ones. This is normally like a non-calculator one though. That's algebraic fractions. Ooh. This could be a good one. Again, vectors have come up a lot though. Yeah, that's no. I'm going to do grade. I'm going to re-roll it. I want ones that I haven't seen come up. Vectors have come up. Oh. Okay, let's do this one. So this is sequences, but quadratic sequences. A couple of the exam boards, we haven't had that yet. Compound interest on YouTube. Someone suggests compound interest. First of all, I can't do topics. I can only do grades because this is random. So this will bring any question from Edexcel, AQA, OCR, and Eduqas. We are only doing ones that are applicable to the 3 exam boards that are tomorrow, right? Edexcel, AQA, and OCR. Right. So first thing to do is work out the difference. So that's 1, that's 3, that's 5. Please tell me if I make any mistakes here. Then you work out the difference of the differences, right? So that's going to be 2, 2, 2. Cool. You get that and you halve it and you put it before n. So it's just n squared, right? Okay. Then you work out what n squared is in relation to the sequence. The sequence is -1, 0, 3, 8, 15. That's the sequence. Our n numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. N squared would be 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. And then you do like the sequence minus the n squared because we found that bit out, right? So -1 minus 1, which would be -2. 0 minus 4, which is -4. 3 minus 9, which is -6. 8 minus 16, which is -8. And then that'd be -10. Then you find the nth term of that, right? So these are obviously going down in 2. And our 0th term is 0, right? So it's going to be minus 2n. Then you put these together. Right? So it's n squared minus 2n is the quadratic nth term there. It's quite a nice, easy one. I like those ones. So I feel like you can rattle through them quickly. Right, open up. So any grade. We're here for another 40 minutes. So make sure you get your grade that you want suggested. Otherwise, I'm going to go to grade 4. Because again, I feel like we're very higher heavy. There's no suggestions so far. So first grade I see, get it. First grade I see. Otherwise, the TikTok will think I'm not doing anything. And it will switch the stream off. 9. Okay. Genius. Okay. Speed has come up. Circle theorems have come up. I need a question that I feel hasn't come up. So I'm just going to re-roll until we get a question that I feel hasn't come up yet. Have we done circle? Circle did come up, I think, on the Edexcel, but like not graphical. So let's do this one. It's good to know. It's a quick one as well, so that's good. The equation of a circle is where's it? You normally do x squared first. Oh, you normally do x squared first. So let's do x squared first. So it's x squared plus y squared equals r squared. R is the radius of the circle. Now the radius is 5 of this one, so it'll be x squared plus y squared equals 5 times 5, which is 25. Or you could just write r 5 squared. I'm sure that'll be fine. Find the coordinates of the point of intersection of the tangent to the circle at 0, 5. Right, so 0, 5 is here. And so the tangent of the circle is like there. If I can actually draw it right. There we go. Find the coordinates of the point of intersection of the tangent of the circle and the line y equals 2x plus 3. This is really easy because at that point, x will be 5, right? So you're just literally plugging in 2 times 5 plus 3, right? Just 13. So it will be... That's not right. No, that doesn't make sense. That does not make sense because x... And the line... Help me out here. What am I missing here? Oh, because y will be 5. Because I can read... Oh my goodness. I swear that said 5, 0. That is tiredness. That is tiredness, I tell you. Tiredness. 0, 5. Wow. See, if anything, if you get anything from this, it is anyone can make mistakes, right? And probably doing this live is not the best. I should pre-record this, shouldn't I, and pretend it's live. That would be the strat, wouldn't it? So 5 equals 2x plus 3. Take away 3 both sides. And x equals 1, right? So it's going to be 1, 5. Sweet. Right. Yeah, I mean, everyone makes mistakes. That's why an A star is not 100%, right? Okie dokie. Right, looking for... if you're asking why, it's because y is at 5 on all points of this line, right? So we know that y equals 5. Therefore, we substitute the 5 in, find out what x is, and that's our coordinate. Okay. Looking for grades. Grade 6. So YouTuber says grade 6. I don't know whether that was the same one as before, but I'm going to pretend not, because we've sort of hovered around. Oh no. Is this worth doing? No. Okay, let's have a look and see if there's ones that... There's been quite a lot of those already. I'm going to re-roll. I want to find ones that haven't come up. Is this reverse percentages? I can't really tell. Or is this just normal percentages? Let's try this bottom one. Okay, so question 10. In a sale, the normal prices are reduced by 15%. This is definitely not grade 6, by the way. This is B, at most grade 5. My machine is not perfect, but I will do grade 6 after this. But someone will ask about percentages later, earlier on. It's reduced by 15%, and someone buys the dress for £46.75. So definitely reverse percentages. To do reverse percentages, always work with the multiplier. How do you get the multiplier? Well, we've started off with 100%. We've reduced it by 15%. So we've currently now got 85%. What is that as a multiplier? Multiplier just is a fancy way of saying decimal, right? So all we need to do is get that 85. I'm just going to do the 85 bit and divide it by 100, and that will make it a decimal, 0.85. So if we've got an amount and we want to find what, if we want to reduce it by 15%, we can times it by 0.85 and it will do the work for us, okay? But here we're given the £46.75. We're given the answer, so we're going the wrong way. We're going backwards. Well, what's the opposite of times 0.85? Well, that's going to be divided by 0.85. So on the calculator, I'm going to type in 46.75 divided by 0.85, and you get the answer of 55, which is pretty pleasing whenever you get a nice round number. It's not always going to be that way, but yeah. And someone already got the answer because they've done that question before. That's really good if you've remembered that. Right, YouTube's now saying, please go through foundation. Okay, so that was foundation. Oh, I've mucked up the machine again. Okay. I think let's do another foundation question and we'll try and find a good grade 6. Okay. Interior angles. Now, exterior angles came up on 2 of the exam boards, including Edexcel, but exterior angles didn't. There we are. Interior angles did, exterior angles didn't, from memory. But we can see whether we can do this one here. It says work out the size of the interior angle. So this is just a formula one, right? So this would be nice, easy to do. So it's, where is it? N minus 2 times 180. It tells you the amount of sides. Okay. It tells you, sorry, the interior angle. Okay. 15 sides means there's going to be 13 triangles. So we're doing 13 times 180. We've got a calculator. 13 times 180 gives you the fact that all of the interior angles add up to 2,340. Okay. And then divide that by 15. Tells us that one angle is 156. Now, a different way you could do it is you could work out the exterior angle. Okay, to find the exterior angle, so exterior, it's really straightforward. You just need to do 360 divided by the amount of sides, which is 15. So 360 divided by 15 gives us 24. So if the exterior angle is 24 degrees, you do 180, take away 24. So the interior is 180 degrees, take away 24, which is also 156. So you know you got it right, yeah? Sweet. Right. I'm going to open it up to any grade between 1 and 9. And I'm not going to be biased here because we've done a few foundation. So I do not mind. I know TikTok will want to do higher. Grade 7. 7. Grade 8. And grade 9 and grade 7. So we're looking for sort of 7-ish. I did say I'd do a grade 6, didn't I? That wasn't very kind of me. I said I'd do a grade 6 and I forgot about it. And then we'll move on to 7, 8, 9. So we just do 6, 7, 8, 9. 6, 7. Oh dear. That's not good. Compound interest has come up a lot. I know someone asked for it. Oh, okay. All right, let's talk through this one. This has not come up on any exam board, but the likelihood of it coming up is low. But if it does come up, you're going to feel like a genius, right? Let me just get things set up. Okie dokie. Right. Construct a locus of points that are the same distance from point A and point B. Okay, so I can't do this with my stylus and tablet. I'm just going to put that out there now. But I can show you how to do it on your exam. And if it comes up tomorrow on Edexcel, AQA, or OCR, I want you to send me a message and go, thank goodness you went through that. Okay, you need to get a compass, right? You know that thing with the stick and the point that you prod people with, right? Apparently you can put a pencil in it and it draws arcs, okay? So put the point in A and measure over halfway to B, maybe like 3/4. So you put it into A and you want the point, the pencil bit to be about here, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, because I say this to my class and they go, oh, actually it was not quite 3/4. It doesn't matter. Just over half is really important, right? And you draw an arc from A. What is an arc? It's just whatever the compass produces, right? Like that. Okay, now this is the important bit. Keep the same distance in the compass. Okay, do not change the distance that the compass is, otherwise you have to start again, okay? And put the point in B and do the same from B, okay? And that was rubbish, okay? That's not convincing. So something like that, okay? All right, it is what it is. Then there are two intersections here, top and bottom. If you did it correctly, which I did not, because I don't actually have a compass, you should be able to draw a line straight down, going through both of them. Okay, and that is what. So I cheat. Oh, that's good cheating. There we go. That's good cheating there. And that is a perpendicular point. Now, a locus of points is just the sort of same thing. Locus is like a construction of where the boundary is. Now, I'm going to give you this one for free. So this has nothing to do with this question, okay? If you are asked to do a locus of all points that are 5 centimeters from B or whatever, what is that going to be? That is going to be a circle at B of 5 centimeters. Okay, so there's a freebie. So if you're drawing a locus of a point if you're drawing a locus from a point, just draw a circle. Sweet. Right. What did I say? I'm going to do grade 6. That is not grade 6. That is grade 4, probably 5. 5 generous, right? So I'm going to redo because we want actual grade 6. So let's try and find an actual grade 6 one. Box plots came up a lot, so I'm not going to do that. That's trial improvement. That's not on all the exam boards. So I'm going to move to grade 7. Again, probability came up a lot. Yeah, this came up a lot, like bounds and stuff. That came up a lot. This is the problem, is so many things come up. Tree diagrams came up. Is that an iterative process again? We've done iteration. We could do a circle theorem. Proof came up, but an actual circle theorem question I don't think came up as much. So let's do a circle theorem. And it's definitely a higher. It's either grade 6 or grade 7, depending on the difficulty. In fact, it can go up to grade 9 if they get really creative. So it says prove CDE is 65. So where is CDE? Whenever you have CDE, start at C, go to D with your pencil, and then go to E. And it's the angle that's created there. So we've got to prove that that is 65 degrees. How are we going to prove it? Well, we're going to actually write down some circle theorems. You should be quite well versed in your circle theorems and quite good at picking bits out, okay? I noticed straight away we've got a tangent here, but we do not have a line to the center. Okay, so we're not going to use that circle theorem that's 90 degrees. But from that tangent, this always happens. There we go. From that tangent, we have a triangle coming from it, right? So straight away in my head is alternate segment theorem. Alternate segment theorem says that this 51 here, I'll just write it a bit bigger, is equal to this angle here. You've just got to kind of learn it, right? So we know straight away that angle ADF equals 51 degrees, brackets, alternate segment theorem. Okay, those are the words you have to use. You can't use anything other than those words. Okay, unfortunately. What else do I notice? So I sit down, I go, okay, so I've got alternate segment theorem there. What else do I notice? Well, I notice we've got a quadrilateral here. And what is a quadrilateral called when it's in a circle? Well, it's still called a quadrilateral, like just because it's in a circle. But a fancy word for it is cyclic quadrilateral. What do we know about cyclic quadrilaterals? Now, I'm going to say this wrong, and I want you to correct me, okay? Cyclic quadrilaterals, the opposite angles are equal. Go. Let's see how quick you can be. Oh, see, so I think someone's already written that before I even said it. That is how ahead you are, Olivia. Very, very good. Yeah, they're not equal. They add to 180 degrees. Common mistake because a lot of circle theorems are this is equal to this, right? So this is going to be 116 degrees. What is it? ADC equals... No, it's not. Oh, terrible. Wasn't really paying attention. Equals 180 degrees, take away 116. What am I going to do now? Well, first of all, I need to say opposite angles in cyclic. I can never write the word cyclic. Quadrilateral. Whatever, quad. Then I'm going to get my calculator out and type that in. Why? Because you've got a calculator. Please use it. Don't make any mistakes because you thought you were clever enough to not do it. Use your calculator. Use your calculator for everything. So that's going to be 64 degrees. What do we have here? Well, we've got 1, 2, 3 angles on a straight line. So the last thing we're going to write down is, what is it? CDE equals 180 minus the 51 plus 64. And then we'll say angles. Sometimes you can just do angles on straight line. So 180 take away 51 plus 64, 65. Oh, it's always pleasing, right? And you'll know this from paper 1 and 2 when you are given the answer and your answer is the answer you were given. It's always a buzz. Right, YouTube. I've got about 2 people, I think, on YouTube. No, 3 people. And one of them's fallen asleep. Okay. One of them's gone to get food, but I don't know whether he's come back yet. And then the other one, I feel might still be there. So YouTube, give me some life. TikTok is like a party, and there's like hundreds of people here. It feels. What was it? 91 people here. And it's the hive of activity. YouTube, dead as a dormouse. And yeah, on Maths Home's page, there's a link to YouTube. Nothing for TikTok. I'm here. Good. Right. Tongue, I'm going to let you decide what grade we do next. Because TikTok is getting all the attention at the moment. Okay, there's a few other people waking up. So someone's on TikTok and YouTube. I think that's gaining the system. But the delay on YouTube is astronomical. Right, TikTok are all about grade 9 and grade 8. So we do a grade 9 one. Why are you on both streams? That makes no sense. Right, Tongue says 8. Good. So we'll go to grade 8. Sweet. Histograms have come up. Circumference we've just done. Oh, do I want to do enlargements? I think they could be quite embarrassing because I can't really... they did come up as well. I don't know. That's quite... Oh, let's do another indices one quickly, and then I'll move on. I like indices ones because they're nice, easy. Well, they're not, but they can be. They're nice and easy if you get the right answer. Okay, it says write the fourth root of 8 brackets to the power of 5 as a power of 2. Wow, there's a lot of stuff going on here. So 8 is obviously 2 cubed, right? To the power of 4, to the fourth root is obviously 1 over 4, right? So let's rewrite the 8 as 2 cubed. And then that's going to be that to the power of a quarter, and then 5. Okay. And then the rule is, inside and the outside of the bracket, we just times them. So, we've got a calculator, might as well use it. 3 times 5 times 0.25. And we get the answer 15 over 4, or 3 3/4. So, it's going to be 2 to the power of 3.75. Now, the beauty of this is you can actually check that because you've got a calculator. So, you can just literally type it in. Feels like that should be a none calculator, but there we go. Okay, and we're doing grade 9. And again, I just want to make sure we do one that, I feel like we've had this one. Yeah, we have. This is the problem. When we're all doing the same, constantly doing the same grade, we're going to get some repeats. So we do this one because this looks like sine, cosine rule, potentially. I've not really looked at it yet. But that could be a good one to do. So let's have a look. Yeah, I don't really know what we're doing with this one. What we're thinking. Right. Okay. So calculate the area. Okay. So we're looking for area here. Don't know where to start this. Quadrilateral, calculate the area of EFGH. So calculate the area of the whole thing. Okay, so is this cosine rule? Have we got enough lengths? Try to see how we start with this one. Definitely going to be cosine rule, but I don't know how you get the length here. What are we thinking? 2 lengths and angle enclosed. Yeah, my mind's sort of gone blank here. So it's not one of those things that we draw another triangle. I mean, it's definitely, you find this length here, isn't it? Yeah, with the cosine rule. That's definitely where we start. And then we can use the trigonometric area, right? Are we saying that? Yeah, I think so. I think we're happy with that, aren't we? So what have we got? EG squared. Okay, because it is the angle squared. I've written an X there, but I don't really like introducing new letters to it. EG squared equals 24.4 squared plus 20.3 squared. It can be in either. It's just the 2 lengths. Doesn't matter which way around. And then we've got minus 2 times the lengths. Again, either way around. Times 20.3. And I've run out of room, so I'm going to continue on the next line naughtily. Cos 36, cos the angle, right? And when you do that, you need to square root your answer, and we get... I'm not going to type it in, I'm just going to look up the answer, because I don't want to sit there typing. So 14.352 blah, blah, blah centimetres. So we've got that bit, and then we use the trigonometric area formula, right? So we're going to work out area of EFG, which is that one here, using the formula, which is half times the 24.3 0.4, which is here, times the 20.3, which is here, again, either way around, times sine 36. And we're also, when we work that out, we get the answer of 145.5, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and then we also want to work out the other area, but this time it's a bit easier because it's given us the length here, and we've already worked out the length here. Okay, so the area of EGH, same thing again, half times, but this time it's the 19.6, and again the where are we doing? The one we found out, which is the 14.352 blah 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 times sine 49, which equals 106.1 blah blah blah. Add those together and you get the answer of 251.6 centimeters squared, somewhere around there. Rounding's probably a bit off, but what can you do? I think this was a Eduqas one, but again, we're only doing ones that. The thing is, a lot of the grade 9 students I know on Edexcel, AQA, and OCR, the only questions they've seen are their exam boards, and they've gone through and they've done all of them. They won't have ever seen this one before, and sometimes the best thing to do is do different exam boards questions that you haven't seen before, and it's completely new to you, but you do need someone to say to you, this is relevant to your exam board. For instance, Eduqas do questionnaires that aren't going to come up on any other exam board, and Edexcel do frequency polygons and blah, blah, blah. And OCR, for instance, they do functions, but they don't do it using function notation, which is really weird. So Edexcel and AQA, you're used to function notation. OCR, they don't touch them. They do them in different ways. They do it in terms of y rather than f of x. Right, I'm open to grade now. I think YouTube's woken up, which is good. I was getting a bit worried about YouTube, but it's woken up. TikTok is just on it. But if there is... someone says this is not a grade 9 question. Let's have a look. It is the second to last question on the paper. So it doesn't work that way. There's no such thing as a grade 9 question. But when I say grade 9, I mean one of the last ones on the paper. So you'll always have teachers argue what a grade 9 question is. The only thing we know is what a grade 1 to 3 question is, what a grade 4 and 5 question is, and what a grade 6 to 9, 4, 5 question is, and what a grade 6 to 9 question is, because they are either on the foundation paper, on the higher paper, or on both. Right, I'm looking for grades. Please, grade 6. Right, that's the first one I've come up with. So grade 6 it will be. Area, yeah, I've done these ones. I'm going to re-roll. I'm going to do ones we haven't done before. So we do an enlargement. I sort of avoided it earlier, but let's do a quick enlargement. So with enlargement, you want to get your ray lines. Okay, and ray lines are basically lines from the point of enlargement, or center of enlargement, I should say, hitting your shape and then going off into the distance forevermore, right? So there's one ray line. There's another one. And I'm just crossing the vertices, crossing the corners of the shape, right? And the thing is, I've got to get this right, otherwise it doesn't quite work. Okay. Now, we're looking to do scale factor 2.5. Okay. Now, scale factor 2.5 means we're going to go 2 lots of it and then another half, right? Count how far across. I'm going to do this bottom point here. How far across do I have to go to hit between the center of enlargement and my shape? Well, 2 to the right. So for 2.5, I need to times that 2 by 2.5. What will that be? Well, that will be 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that will be here. Okay. So these 2 points, I might do different color for each point. That would be sensible, wouldn't it? For this one here, I've gone 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right and 4 up. 4 times 2.5 is 10. So I'm going to go 10 to the right. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that line I did was absolutely rubbish. Okay. And finally, for this top left one, I've gone 2 to the right and 3 up. Well, 6. No, 1, 2, 3, 4 up. There we go. So 2 to the right times 2.5 will be 5. And 4 up, 4 times 2.5 is 10, right? Which is good because it lines up perfectly with that. Okay, then you finally, to draw the shape in, always make sure you draw the shape in. You can lose loads of marks if you don't do that. And sometimes it will say, shape B is enlarged by a scale factor 2.5 center, blah, blah, blah. Show shape B. If it says that, make sure to label B. Okay, it doesn't say that in this question, so we've got both marks. Cool, we've done enlargements. Okay, do we do another grade 6? Do another grade 6. And yes, that was grade 5. Probably grade 4. That's not grade 6. So let's do a proper grade 6. We've done quadratic sequences. Let's try and find a grade 6. We've done percentages. Try improvement is not on all the exam boards. Trying to find a really good. That is, yeah, see, these have come up a lot. So we do exponential. That's sort of grade 6, grade 7. Probably more grade 7. But let's do it anyway. Okie dokie. Just wait one sec. We've got another 10 minutes. So there's 10 more minutes left. We're going to do this till 7 o'clock. Otherwise I get hungry. I get crabby when I get hungry. I don't want to get crabby on live stream. That doesn't look very good. Right. Nick sketches the graph y equals 0.5 to the power of x for x is equal to, greater than or equal to 0. Make one criticism of his sketch. So, if you put in on the thing, if you put in a 0, what should you get? Well, 0, right? Anything to the power of 0 is 0. 1, obviously. Okay. And so criticism of his sketch is that when x is 0, y should be 1, right? So this should be 1, not 0.5. Okay, cool. Right, let's try and find a grade 6. Oh, so we do Venn diagram. We haven't done Venn diagram. That's grade 5, but it'll be all right. We'll cope. In a class of 30 students, 17 study French, 20 study German, 2 do not study the subject. Right, I'm going to do the wrong thing. You tell me why it's wrong. Go. Why is that wrong? 17 study French. Sweet. No. I'm -2. What? Anyone, why is this wrong? Is this A or F? Is that like higher or foundation? This would be, I think this could be grade 5, I think, Venn diagrams. Yeah, the 17 has to be split. So, the problem with this question is it doesn't tell you, I don't know why it keeps doing that, it doesn't tell you where in the where the 17 are. So they can be either in the left-hand side, the right-hand side, or a little bit in both of these here, yeah? So, how are we going to work out what the split is between them? There are a few different ways of doing it, but one way, potentially, it's 3 marks. One way is you could label these, if you put the, if you label the one in the middle as x, right, what we know is that this is 17 take away the x, and this is going to be 20 take away the x. And what we can do is I'm going to ignore question B, okay? I'm just going to use it for the space. So what we can do is we can say that 17 minus x plus x plus 20 minus x plus 2 equals 30, okay? And then we've got, again, I'll use my calculator. Got a calculator, might as well use it. 17 plus 20 plus 2 is 39. And so we've got 39. We've got minus x plus x, which is 0 minus x. So it'd be minus x equals 30. Add x both sides, take away 30 both sides. X is 9. So we now have worked out that x is 9. Therefore, the middle bit here is going to be 9. I'm just going to delete that. So the middle bit here is 9. This is going to be 8, and this is going to be 11. Sweet. So again, if that comes up, Venn diagrams, you know what you're doing. Right, I'm going to do a few more questions. I'm going to leave it open to you. Any grade between grade 1 and 9, the most I see, I'm going to do that one. And I'll try and make sure they're actually that grade. So it says grade 7 there. Venn diagram's not grade 7, grade 5 at least. And straight away, we've got one person spamming 9, one person saying anything between 6 and 9, 1 9 there. I think we're all about the higher today, which is good. Always good to do. Yeah, we've sort of touched on circles. Ooh. I'm just going to keep re-rolling until we get a good grade 9 then. We've done proofs. We've done sort of that sort of thing. Cumulative, we've done circle theorem. Is this an exponential one? This could be a good one. We have sort of done a little one on exponential, but this is the very last question on OCR, okay? Again, all of these are applicable to all exam boards. So if you're, I'm doing Edexcel, this question could still come up, right? Okay. So I'm going to read this out for TikTok because the writing's tiny, okay? At the start of 2018, the population of a town was 17,150. At the start of 2019, the population of a town was 16,806. It is assumed that the population of the town is given by the formula P equals A R to the power of T, where P is the population of the town in years, or the town in years after the start of 2018. Okay. Write down the value of A. Cool. Well, what would T be for 2018? Because this first one is 2018, right? Well, T is going to be like 0 because it's 0 years after that. What have we learned about anything to the power of 0? We've learned that it is 1, right? So for our first year, it's going to be P equals A times 1. So A is going to be 17,150. Sweet. We're grade 9 already, yeah? Show that R is 0.98. Right. So what is it going to be for 2019? Well, T is going to be 1. So we've got P equals A, which we know is 17,150, times R to the power of 1, or just R. Now we know that the population is, in fact, let's just delete that, because we know the population is 16,807. Okay, so all we need to do is R equals 16,807 divided by 17,150. Get my calculator out, check that I'm right, never assume anything, and we get the answer of 0.98. Sweet. So we've got our full formula now. Show that the population is predicted to be less than 16,000 at the start of 2022. Okay, this is where it gets a bit complicated. So 2018, it's our T is 0, right? 19t is 1, 20t is 2, 21t is 3, and at the start of 2022, it will be 4. So we've got P equals A, which is, was it 17,150 times R, which is 0.98 to the power of 4. So we've got 17,150 times 0.98, oh, sorry, 0.98, yeah, to the power of 4. And we get 15,818. Well, 19 because it rounds up, right? Cool. Okay. And so that is less than 16,000. So we know we've got that right. Use the formula to work out what the population might have been at the start of 2017. Okay. So how do we work backwards? Well, each time we're timesing by another R. Okay. So how we work backwards is we get the 17,150 and we divide it by 0.98, question mark, question mark. I don't know. Is that going to work? Divided by 0.98. So that equals 17,500. I feel that was a nice year. Having that as the last question. Am I wrong? That is grade 9 by the definition of grade 9 being the last question on the paper. But yeah. Right. I am very tired and hungry, and it is 7 o'clock, and I said I would do this till 7. Thank you very, very much for joining me, and all the best of luck tomorrow. I've said this before in the stream, but I'll say this again. On onmaths.com, if you go to the homepage, then you can, in fact, oh no, I can't do it now. If you go to the homepage and you click on your exam board, which is Edexcel, AQA, or OCR, if you're doing those ones, Higher or Foundation, there is a list of all of the topics that have not come up yet. If you click on them, you can do papers on those topics. Okay. We also have predicted grades, all that stuff, predicted papers, and all of that stuff. We also have a revisionator, which is multiple choice only on the topics that haven't come up yet on your exam board and tier. So if you're Edexcel Foundation, for instance, there is a multiple choice quiz on just the questions that haven't come up yet. If you're AQA higher, you click on AQA higher, scroll down, it's called the revisionator, and it is really, really cool. So it would be really, really good for a quick bit of revision. If you are a member of Ultimate, which it costs, I don't know, 13 quid or whatever, then you get extras. You get like working out and stuff, and you can download the papers as PDFs. But everything is free. You can see everything for free. It just gets rid of the adverts and allows you to download the papers. Would I advise any of you paying now? No, just do the free stuff. It's the day before the exam. And make sure you have a nice early night as well. Just make sure you've got a nice early night. Also, make sure your calculator is set to degrees, right? So if you type in sine 90 now, check that it equals 1. Okay, there's so many issues with that. Yeah, thanks to the microphone. This is actually a cheaper microphone than the one I normally use. I normally use the Shure 9 something B, whatever it is. This is an Elgato, but I've started doing these in a different room because I record in my garage and I just couldn't be bothered to set it up in the garage. So this is in my office, which is much quicker. Right, anyway, will the video stay on for later? I don't know. I think on YouTube you can go back and view it all. How much should I revise tonight? Just go through the formulas. Go through cosine, sine, and trig area formula and density, mass over volume, right? Just get an early night. You shouldn't do more than an extra hour of revision Go to bed at your normal time. If you normally go to bed at 8, go to bed at 8. Where will the free stuff be on? If you search onmaths, ONMATHS, I'm the first one that comes up. Onmaths.com. Everything on there is free. Every paper, the whole lot is free. Just literally onmaths.com. You can do a predicted paper. It marks it itself, tells you what the right answer should have been, etc., etc. Very happy with that site. 10 years, 11 years of that site. Very happy with that. Right. Thank you very much, and all the best of luck. Good luck, guys. Let me know how it's got on. You can contact me on the YouTube channel. Just leave me a comment, and I'll see it. Good luck, guys. All the best of luck.